What's going on, guys? It's the Bigs Podcast, episode number 199. And today we're going to break down the week that was in week number 17. We only have 5 more weeks until the playoffs, Jason Ashby, and lives are hanging on by a thread. And yet we've got, what, 3 spots now open at the table that look like they're up for grabs.
Yeah. I was chatting with Ben yesterday, and we were just marveling at the fact that this is probably as late as it's been with this much of a race, with this many teams still in it in a long time. Like
Mhm.
as far as I can remember, even first and second. Look, first and second is not sealed up anymore right now either. So like,
No.
it's crazy right now.
Fourth and 10th are separated by 7.5 games. And then it's you at 33 and a half back and Adam at 37 back. I think that's where we're drawing the line at this point. Because the
Yeah.
next one is Sherman at 20 under. That's pretty difficult to come back from.
Yeah, I think like me and Adam are probably the end of the line here.
Yeah. But it's going to be a wild race. We've got 5 weeks left. Let's dive right into this thing. Let's talk about the matchup that was between Ben Nisman and Brian Lebo. Lebo needed a big win this week to really solidify his seat at the table. Didn't get it. Didn't
Didn't
get
get
it.
it. Didn't get it. He's still there. He's still in this mix. So,
Oh yeah.
it could have been a lot worse. It was a lot worse.
Yeah, it was during the week very, very ugly. It was 14-6 coming into Sunday. On Sunday, Lebo flipped ERA and tied runs scored. So he made it 12-7 coming out of Sunday. Close categories this week. Ben wins by 3 doubles, 3 walks, 3 errors, a loss, 7 ticks on the whip, and 4 relief appearances. Lebo wins by 3 home runs, 2 RBIs, and 3 wins. They tied in runs and triples. For Ben on his bench this week, he went 2 for 13. That is a 154 batting average with 2 runs that would have won the category. A double, a homer, 2 RBIs that would have tied the category, and 2 strikeouts. JP Crawford is the play here, man. It was on Saturday. He hit a walk-off home run off of Robert Garcia. More on that guy later. And Tovar was in the lineup and he had 4 doubles. So it's hard to get JP in. But I think if Ben wants this one back, he wants that particular play along with Christopher Sanchez on Sunday.
Yeah. Although, he only won doubles by three. So if you don't have those four doubles from Tovar, you don't win doubles, most likely. So,
Right.
so it's kind of a give and take.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I think he would want them both in and bench Carlos Santana. He's just not benching Carlos Santana.
Right, right.
For his moves this week, he used 9 of them. Evan Carter, a 1 for 4 with a run, a double, and a strikeout. Ryan Walker with a clean relief appearance. Spencer Steer, a 1 for 5 with a 3 run homer, a walk, and a strikeout. Jake Fraley, a 1 for 3 with a run, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. Mike Talkman, 1 for 4 with a strikeout. Yohan Moncada, 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Max Kepler, 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Luis Rengifo, 2 for 4 and finished it out with Graham Ashcraft to begin the week this week. His MVP this week goes to Bryce Harper, 381 with a 458 on base percentage, 3 runs, 3 doubles, a homer, 4 RBIs, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. I want to see. Oh, Tovar only hit 273, and I guess those 4 doubles were his only extra base hits.
That was it.
That was
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Harper just had a really good week. He started off this week on fire too. He had already hit home run this week.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean Tovar had a good week, but he also committed an error.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't a great week for him.
Right, right. The least valuable hitter this week goes to Max Kepler. It was a 111 with a 100 on base percentage, a run, 2 RBIs, and 3 strikeouts. He did need the run in order to tie that category, so at least he gave him that.
Yeah, I mean everybody kind of contributed a little bit. I mean Mike Talkman didn't do much, but like everybody kind of did something here. He had a
Mhm.
pretty good offensive week, hitting 282 with a 349 on base.
Yeah, pretty impressive to do that when he's got Nolan Arenado on the IL, Byron Buxton on the IL. He's kind of searching for pieces to supplant those two missing guys.
Yeah.
That's where Spencer Steer and Ahmed Rosario this week come into play.
Yeah, yeah, just kind of plugging those holes, and that's what he's done. He did that with Bryce Harper too, and he's done it all year long. And look where he is.
Yeah. His Cy Young this week goes to Nathan Eovaldi. 7 innings, a win, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, a 1.29 and a 1.14. This guy's been unstoppable for the Rangers.
Yeah, now that he's nice and healthy again, he's just lighting it up. 9 wins,
Mm-hmm.
a 1.49 ERA, 105 strikeouts, 103 innings. Can't ask for much more.
No, you can't. And the fact that these 4 guys going forward are the rotation of Sanchez, who was nasty on Sunday, Ranger Suarez, Nathan Eovaldi, and now Sean Manaea. It's a pretty nasty foursome of pitchers.
Yeah, and then the bullpen of Iglesias, Finnegan, Pagan, and Hader. Yeah, that's pretty hard to beat.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough out in the playoffs without question. As long as he can stay away from guys like Emilio Pagan, what he did this week, he was terrible. He lost 2 games. He did get a save in his 3 relief appearances, a 9 and a 167. I mean, Ben pitched to a 279, and it would have won the week had he thrown Christopher Sanchez on Sunday. He would have
Yep.
flipped that.
Yep.
So he pitched brilliantly.
Yeah, he did. And look, I mean, Pagan, he got the save, 2 losses from a closer you don't like to see. But he's been solid all year long.
Yeah, he's been very good. For Lebo on his bench this week, he goes 8 for 36. That's a 222 batting average with 3 runs that could have won the category. A double, 3 RBIs, a steal, 3 walks that would have tied the category, and 5 strikeouts. Bunch of runs strewn about on the week, mostly Friday and Saturday. It was over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. He had a tough time getting some guys in. Otherwise,
Yeah. It's tough, especially with the runs, especially when you only need 1, but you only have 3 on the bench. There's not a whole lot to choose from.
Right. It's usually 1 decision a day, and that's where the difference lies. He used all 10 ads this week. He started with Andre Palante, 7-inning win, nothing earned against Miami. Cedric Mullins, a 2 for 3 with a run, 2 doubles, and 2 RBIs. Dane Myers, 0 for 3. Cole Winn, a clean relief appearance. Ke'Bryan Hayes, 1 for 5 with a 3-run homer and an error. I was watching that game. I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, they bring in Hayes for his defense, and he hits a home run and commits an error. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Dominic Canzone, a 2 for 4 with a strikeout. Joey Loperfido, 1 for 4 with a run, a double, and 2 strikeouts. Eduardinel Nunez, who was terrible. Dauri Moreta, who did not pitch, and Steven Wilson, a clean relief appearance.
Sometimes I think Lebo just makes up people.
Yeah.
And says, I'm gonna add them to my roster.
He just finds the randomest dude on the roster of a bad team and goes,
It's
this
like
guy.
it's like MLB The Show. You can create a player. He's creating players and then putting them into his roster on the bigs.
And then they're getting into games and giving them relief appearances. It's crazy. It's insane. Salvador Perez is the MVP this week. 333 with a 400 on base, 2 runs, 2 homers, 4 RBIs, and only 4 strikeouts. Mason Wynn hit 316. That's about it. His offense didn't do a whole lot. They only hit 237.
Yeah, it was a rough go. The 5 RBI from Wynn is nice. 4 steals out of Jazz Chisholm, but he struck out 10 times. So, yeah.
Jazz has his own issues. They're talking on WFAN today about how he needs to be benched for a couple of games because of getting doubled off on a pop fly to the second baseman.
Yeah, though I was talking to a Yankee friend of mine and I was like, "What's that going to do? He's still going to be Jazz. Benching him for 1 or 2 games, you're just going to lose his bat, and he's going to come back and still be lackadaisical."
Right. I think so too. I think it's a culture-wide thing. They're talking about how it's a very culture-wide thing on the Yankees where they coddle these players, and it hasn't worked. Look at all of the names that have come up and failed at the major league level. It's just not working. James Wood is the least valuable hitter this week, a 150 with a 227, a run, an RBI, 2 walks, and 9 strikeouts. Lucas Giolito is the Cy Young this week. 14 innings, 2 wins, a homer, 3 walks, 9 strikeouts, a 1.29 and an 0.79. And the Cy Young goes to Ryan Presley, who has been DFA'd by the Chicago Cubs. After 2 bad relief appearances, each of them giving up a home run, a walk, getting a strikeout with an 18 and a 2. He was not good. He's just not good anymore.
No, it's amazing. Like, and he was decent last year, but he switches. They trade him, and he's just awful in Chicago.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Apparently, the Twins have reached out to him, so we'll see if there's a reunion there.
Well, we'll see. I mean, he might be able to pitch for them right now. Erasmo Ramirez closed out a game yesterday. I saw that's a guy
It's
they're
too much
throwing out
worse,
there.
right?
Right, right. We know Benji is in. The question is the buy, and the question is whether it's 1 or 2. I asked him whether he cared if it's 1 or 2. He doesn't. He'd much prefer the buy to not getting it, obviously. So
Yeah,
that's what he's hoping for.
I still feel like the buy is safe. I mean, two games ahead of Josh, but 17 games ahead of number 3 and Cody. I mean, it's not a lock, but I feel like it's pretty safe.
I think so.
Especially
Either
just
way,
the way he's been going. Like, I don't see a reason to think that something's gonna go wrong.
yeah. The rest of the way, we got a showdown matchup this week against Josh, and then he gets Mike Haber, and then it's Frank, Jimmy, and Cody. So it's not easy going the rest of the way. He's got some big opponents to coming up.
Yeah, but look, it's Ben. Like, if anybody can take care of it, it's him.
Yeah. As for Lebo, the rest of the way, it's a showdown matchup with Bobby this week, and then it's Costas, Josh, Mike, and he finishes out the season with Frank. This is not going to be easy for him either.
No, it's not. It's gonna be very easy for anybody the rest of the way. Let me tell you, like, all that, the whole glob of guys that are trying to bust through the door, it's gonna be a struggle the rest of the way. Everybody's gonna be fighting and putting their best out, and it's gonna be fun to watch.
It will be. This is one of those seasons where you can really hang your hat on a playoff berth because this was an incredibly competitive season.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next matchup, man. We're going to talk about Josh Haber taking on Chris Levy, and Josh took care of business, did what you're supposed to. 17-4 is the final score. Sunday, Josh flipped ERA and relief appearances, so it went from 15-6 to 17-4. What a hell of a Sunday, hell of a week. You did what you were supposed to do, and Chris Levy is now our basement dweller.
Yeah, first time in months that we have a different 16th seed team.
Mm-hmm. Close categories this week. Josh wins by a run, 2 doubles, 3 RBIs, 2 errors, 2 losses, and 2 relief appearances. Chris wins by 2 triples, a homer, 5 innings pitched, and a win, and they did not tie in anything. Josh on his bench this week goes 4 for 22. It's a 182 batting average with 2 runs, 2 doubles, 2 RBIs, 5 walks, 9 strikeouts that would have lost him that category, and an error, plus 5 innings from Mitch Keller that was surprising to be on the bench.
Yeah, it was on Sunday here at Coors Field. He wasn't good, but he would have gotten the 5 innings that he would have needed. He went 5 innings, and that's what he needed to tie that category.
Gotcha.
But I mean, it made sense not to start him, but and it worked out because again he was not good, but the innings would have played.
Yeah. 9 moves by Josh this week. Logan Allen, 7 inning win, 2 earned runs against Colorado at home. Josh Lowe was a waste because he got him and then dropped him for Tyler Freeman same day, and Josh Lowe hit a 2-run homer that day.
Yep, not sure what that was.
That was a little weird.
Yep.
He added Pavin Smith, who's on the IL, Tyler Locklear, who's on the NA. Those 2 guys are probably going to be splitting time at first base for the Diamondbacks the rest of the way.
Locklear's up now, and he hasn't really hit yet, but he's gonna get a shot.
Yeah. He added Ryan Zephyr-John for a clean relief appearance and momentarily renamed his team that, being Ryan Zephyr-John Malkovich. That was a good one. It was good. He added Cole Sands off of waivers for a clean relief appearance. Mitch Keller off of waivers, and he was benched. And finished it out with Justin Topa for a clean relief appearance. We are targeting the Twins bullpen here.
Yeah, I mean it's up for grabs, so why not? And now
Yeah.
Ryan Presley's going to be in the mix. Maybe we'll see him back.
Yeah. His MVP this week goes to Ozzy Albies, 391 with a 500 on base percentage, 5 runs, 2 doubles, 3 RBIs, a steal, 5 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Good to see somebody in that Braves lineup doing something.
Yeah, and he's been garbage all season. And Josh keeps saying, "Oh, I should dump Albies. I should dump Albies," and he hasn't yet. And he came through for him this week.
Mm-hmm. Ryan McMahon did not come through for him this week. A 182 with a 250 on base, 2 runs, 2 RBIs, 2 walks, and 11 strikeouts. That's ugly.
That sounds like the McMahon we know and love. Whether he's playing at court or in pinstripes, he's still going to strike out a lot.
Yep. Yep. The Cy Young this week goes to Framber Valdez, 12 innings, a loss, 3 walks, 15 strikeouts, a 450 and a 108. Josh pitched pretty damn well, 378 and a 118, and 77 strikeouts over 64 and a third innings.
Yeah, he was debating whether to throw Framber on Sunday against the Red Sox. He was chasing the win and possibly innings, and he made the decision to start him, and he just got bombed
Mm-hmm.
early on against the Red Sox, and he was like, "Oh, well, there goes that." But it was still a good week, all told.
Oh, yeah. Mackenzie Gore is the Cy Yuck this week, 5 1/3, a loss, 2 homers, a walk, 4 strikeouts, a 10-13, and a 169. He might be out of gas, is the problem here.
Yeah, they've been running him up the flagpole. Like, I mean, what's he at? He's at 123 innings already with 148 strikeouts. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, they might want to think about easing him back a little bit and not having him blow out his shoulder.
Yeah, that would be really bad for them and for their future if Mackenzie Gore gets injured for long term.
Yeah, I mean they're going nowhere this year. Why risk it? But
Mm-hmm. Why push it?
yeah,
For Chris on his bench this week, he goes 7 for 20. That's a 350 batting average with 7 runs that would have won the category. A double, 3 homers, 5 RBIs that would have won the category, 3 steals, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, and 3 errors. It was Volpe all week,
yeah.
and it needed to be him all week, and it just wasn't.
And it's sad because you put Volpe in for the home runs for the bat, but he's gonna get you errors. All these errors
Mm-hmm.
on the bench were all Volpe too. So it was the good and the bad of Volpe on the bench.
Oh, no doubt. And he's been miserable for most of the season. So to miss a hot streak like this
Yeah.
kind of sucks. Kind of
Yep.
sucks. He used 9 ads this week, did Chris. He started with Luis Garcia Jr., 0 for 1 and a strikeout. Cam Schlittler, 4 1/3, a loss, a homer, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts, 3 earned against Tampa. Andy Ibanez after the game started, so that was a waste. And he added Jeimer Candelario, who is in the minor leagues, so that was a waste. Okay.
Yep. Hmm.
He added Justin Verlander, 5 inning, no decision, 1 earned against Pittsburgh. That guy's just searching for wins and can't find them. Miles Michaelis, 6 inning loss, 2 earned runs against Miami. Casey Schmidt, a 1 for 4 with a strikeout. Jose Urania, 4 inning, no decision, 2 earned runs at Cleveland. And Josh Lowe, 0 for 4. Bunch of mediocre pitching and some wasted.
Yeah, I saw that Urania was, the Twins were calling him up to start, and I was like, is anybody going to take the shot? Because I was not, but Chris did, and look, he wasn't terrible. He was just not good.
Right. And that's very similar to the offensive picture we have here from Chris as well. I mean,
Yeah,
Brian O'Hearn is the MVP this week, 250 with a 286. 4 runs, a double, a triple, a homer, 4 RBIs, a walk, and 7 strikeouts. It's not great, but he did win triples and homers, so at least you have to give him that credit.
exactly. And nobody else really stood out as really doing anything in this lineup, so
Mhm.
it goes to him.
Yeah. And Anthony Volpe is, of course, the least valuable hitter. He had 143 average and on base with a triple and 3 strikeouts and a whole bunch of shit on the bench, including 3 errors.
So, yeah, he's like, I feel like he's like El De La Cruz light.
Mm-hmm. George Kirby is the Cy Young this week. He's been fantastic since returning from the IL. 6 innings, a win, nothing earned, 6 strikeouts, an 083 on the whip. For the Cy Young, we give it to Chad Green or Frankie Montas. I'm going Frankie Montas. That guy's a fucking mess right now. 4 1/3, a bomb, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, a 1038 and a 231. Although Chad Green got demoted to AAA, so
he got DFA'd.
oh, you
He's
got DFA'd? Even
yeah,
worse.
yeah, he's out.
Maybe the Twins will call him.
Why not? They'll just call all the DFAs.
Yeah. Josh has locked up his playoff spot as well. And when we look at the rest of his schedule, it is Ben this week, then Bobby, Lebo, Costas, and finishes that out with a head-to-head matchup with his brother. So I'm looking forward to the head-to-head Haber matchup in week 22. But
Yeah,
something tells me they're just going to try to stay out of each other's way and not ruin anything.
I think so. Especially with the season that Josh is having. Like this is and let's see what happens when with this matchup against Ben. But he could be going for the top seed in this league this year.
He could be, and to be doing so while defending his crown is to be commended and is most impressive. I mean, this guy is absolutely tearing it up. He has lost just twice in what looks like the last 10 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a really great season and like just he's just doing his business, He's just going about it the way he does it, and it's just you really have to commend it.
No doubt. Let's move on to matchup of the week because I'm giving it to Henry Collins versus Cody Pyatt. This was a hell of a matchup to watch, Jason.
Yeah, this was crazy. Sunday was insane. There was stat corrections. There was just everything here.
Mm-hmm. It was a great matchup between the two. It was down to the last moment before the Sunday night game started. We'll talk about that in a minute. It was 12-8 going in, 13-8 coming out. Cody untied relief appearances and flipped innings pitched, but Henry flipped ERA and Cody took the loss in a game on Sunday. So that gave Henry that category.
Yeah.
So again, 12-8 Henry going in, 13-8 coming out. Close categories, Henry wins by 4 runs, 3 homers, 2 RBIs, a steal, 3 wins, and a loss. Cody wins by a triple, 2 errors, 3 2/3 innings, 2 saves, 3 home runs given up, and 2 relief appearances. They did not tie in anything. For Henry on his bench this week, he goes 19 for 52. That is a 365 batting average with 10 runs, 5 doubles, 4 homers, 10 RBIs, 2 stolen bases, 4 walks, 9 strikeouts, and an error. And none of that shit plays.
It's absolutely amazing. Like you have a lot. That's a line. That's a week's worth of stats on your bench like that, and nothing matters.
Nothing matters. It was a lot of Shanuel I see here and some Carlos Correa, but these were so it's circumstantial, but they can be brought in if you're
Yeah,
playing it, if you're not playing Grisham and Dominguez every day, because I don't think those
right.
guys are doing much.
Those are Bryce Terang 3 for 5 with 2 doubles. Like so maybe batting average gets closer and things start changing that way. But I mean ultimately he won most of the offensive categories anyway.
Yeah.
So
Yep. 10 ads this week from Henry. He added Edgar Caro over 4, Tyler Kinley for a clean relief appearance with a win, Hunter Gaddis off of waivers for a clean relief appearance, Caleb Ferguson for a clean relief appearance, Daniel Schneemann over 4 with a strikeout, Cam Schlittler on his second start this week, a 5-inning loss with 6 strikeouts, a 360 and a 120 against Miami.
I have to commend you for saying Schlittler twice in one episode and doing it right.
Yes, I got it right twice.
Nailed it.
Jack Kohanowitz was not a bluff. He was placed there as a hope, as a need to get innings. but Henry ended up benching him right at game time. And
Mm.
then Cody ended up dropping, forget who it was right at game time as well. Andre Palante
Andre
for
Palante,
for
yeah.
the very, very last move of his week, picking up Tommy Canley. So he was trying to get relief appearances. Both of them were like bluffing or trying to outplay each other in the afternoon games. It was such a fun experience. Such a
Oh,
fun experience to watch.
that's amazing.
Henry continued. He added Jackson Kawar, who did not get in. Aaron Ashby, a clean inning and two-thirds relief appearance with a win, and finished it out with Brandon Fott, who's going against me this week.
Good luck.
Yep. His MVP this week is Christian Yelich. He's been fantastic this season. 385 with a 579 on base, 7 runs, a homer, 3 RBIs, 6 walks, 5 strikeouts. This guy has really flown under the radar, but he's having a pretty decent season again in Milwaukee. And they
Yeah,
really need him to because he's their star, right?
I mean, with Churio out, yeah, he is. I mean, Contreras has started to heat up, but Yelich is the guy. Like he's like, he's like the new Ryan Braun-ish. Like the guy who like needs to be there. He's their guy. And after his MVP run, when he was starting to get hurt, he wasn't playing, and it looked like he was done. Now, like these last 2 years, he's come alive, and he's looking like a real solid guy.
Yeah. On pace for another 2020 season, which I think is exactly what you want to see out of Christian Yelich. Stay healthy, steal some
Yeah.
bags, hit some bombs, and yeah.
Yep.
His least valuable hitter this week goes to Matt Chapman, an 048 with a 259 on base percentage. 3 runs, a triple, an RBI, 5 walks, and 7 strikeouts. But Joe, he hit a triple. Yeah, Henry lost that category 2-1.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was a very weird line. I mean, 048, but he walked 5 times and had the
Mm-hmm.
triple. But Correa also like he had trouble getting him in, so he was not good when he started him. He was good when he benched him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's it's gonna happen when you have all these kind of guys to rotate.
Exactly. Exactly. The Cy Young this week goes to Michael Waka. 8 innings, a win, a homer, 5 strikeouts, a 1.13, and an 0.38 on the whip.
Yeah, they came
These
against Toronto.
That's a hell of a start.
Yeah,
And he's been having a good year too, flying under the radar. He's got a 3.38 ERA.
yeah, over 125 innings. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a solid piece of work.
Yes. The Cy Young goes to Chris Bassett as he got rocked in his first start and had a really nice start in his second. Overall, it was 8 1/3 with a loss, 2 homers, 4 walks, 9 strikeouts, a 7.56 and a 1.44, and a trip over to my team. But we'll
Yeah.
talk about
So
that later.
see which one you get.
As for Cody on his bench this week, he goes 6 for 26. It's a 192 batting average with 5 runs that would have won the category, a double, 7 RBIs that would have won the category, a walk, 6 strikeouts, and an error. The errors are pretty, or I'm sorry, the RBIs are pretty spaced out. It would take a lot to get it in there.
Yeah.
Same is true of the runs. There were a few spots where he could have gotten some guys in, but at the end of the day, it's pretty difficult to make happen.
Yeah. I mean, it was so spaced out, and like it wasn't just one. Nothing stood out really. It's just like, oh, that's what needed to happen.
Mm-hmm. He used 7 moves this week, added Josh Lowe over 4 run, a steal, and a strikeout. Cade Horton, 5 inning win, nothing earned, 3 walks and 3 strikeouts against Baltimore. Joey Cantillo, 5 2/3, a loss, 4 earned runs against Minnesota. And finished it out on Sunday with Tyler Freeman, 1 for 2 with a run, a steal, and 2 walks. Andre Palante, who was insurance again against the innings pitch that Henry was thinking about throwing and didn't. Brant Herter for a relief appearance that didn't happen, and Tommy Canley for a relief appearance that didn't happen. So
Yep.
he made it happen. He had 4 relievers on Sunday in that Sunday night game.
And he lost by 2,
Yeah,
or he won it by 2
he
rather.
won it by 2. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's savvy.
Mm-hmm. His MVP this week is Jose Ramirez, 375 with a 464. 7 runs, a double, 2 homers, 5 RBIs, a steal, 4 walks, and only 1 strikeout. The least valuable hitter goes to Cal Raleigh. All right. Finally, this guy has a bad week.
Yeah, right.
185 with a 241. 2 runs, a homer, 2 RBIs, 2 walks, and 14 strikeouts. It's a lot of strikeouts.
That's a lot of strikeouts.
The Cy Young this week, I guess, goes to Cade Horton's 5-inning shutout performance with a win. The Cy Young goes to Jacob deGrom. 10 and
Yeah.
a third, 2 losses, 5 homers, 4 walks, 13 strikeouts, an 871 and a 145. What happened?
He got beat up by the Angels and the Mariners. He just got hit. They're not talking about any kind of injury, but both starts this week were just equally as bad.
Mm-hmm. And he needs that guy if he's going to go anywhere in the playoffs, without question.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, because without that, I mean, you're looking on Joe Ryan, Merrill Kelly. I mean, he's getting Michael King back, I think. Um, yeah, I said King might return this week, so he's getting Michael King back, but
Mm-hmm.
he's probably going to be on some sort of inning limit. So
Mm-hmm. Well, if Cody has any questions about whether or not he's going to make the playoffs in this league this year, you can put them to bed as well. I think he's a lock. I think his seat is reserved at the table, especially when you look at the remaining schedule. It's Mike Sherman, it's you, it's Ari, it's Chris Levy, and it finishes out with Ben Nisman.
yeah, um, he just won. He just rattled off. This loss ended a 7-game win streak for him.
Mm-hmm.
Like
And a
and
nine game unbeaten streak.
unbeaten streak, right? Yeah, just absolutely so impressive and so incredible. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think his position in the playoff is as locked as it gets. And look, he's gonna get guys healthy. Like I said, he's getting Michael King back. Jordan Alvarez is on his way back. Um, so he could be a tough cookie in the playoffs, especially with that schedule coming up.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be interesting to see where he ranks as far as what seed he takes into the playoffs, because I think he's trying to hunt down a bye here. And if that's the case, he's got a real shot at the championship. But a 3 seed would make it very interesting for whoever just squeaks in would have to face
Yeah,
that guy in the first round.
yeah. I mean, the buy is certainly on the table. Especially again with the favorable schedule, it's not out of the question. But even the 3 seed would be, like you said, would be an interesting way to go.
No doubt. No doubt. As for Henry, who is going to be fighting for those last few playoff spots, the rest of the way, it's me, Adam, Costas, Mike Sherman, and then finishes it out with you, sir.
That could be a doozy. We'll see. I'm hoping it is. But it's yeah, that's a wild schedule. It's a wild
Mm-hmm.
schedule to finish it out. He's sitting right now, what, 6 games over 500?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so he's still in this fight. Absolutely still in this fight. Um, you just got to keep pushing.
He's 2 games out of I'm sorry, a game and a half out of a playoff spot as we sit right now in 8th place. It's a wild west right now, and we'll see who the last man standing are.
There's gonna be a lot of hearts broken.
Oh yeah, oh
A
yeah.
lot of,
This
lot
year
of
is going to
dreams
be
shattered.
a
Yeah,
slaughter this year.
yeah.
Let's move on to Mike Haber and write this down if you had this on your scorecards. Ari beat Mike Haber twice this year.
Yeah, and this one gets him out of the basement.
This is insane. On Sunday, Ari flipped wins, and Mike took a loss to untie that category. So Ari, it was 11-8 going in, 13-7 coming out for Ari. Good job, Ari.
Yeah, well done. I mean, I don't know what transpired here, but yeah, that's rough to lose to Ari twice in the same season.
Mhm.
I don't know, has that ever happened?
I'm sure it has, but
Or at least recently?
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Close categories this week. Ari wins by a run, a walk, a win, a loss, and a save. That's 5 categories that he won, all by one.
Yep.
Mike wins by a triple, 2 saves, and 2 home runs given up by a pitcher. They tied in errors. For Ari on his bench this week, he went 18 for 86. That is a 209 batting average with 14 runs, 2 doubles, 5 homers, 11 RBIs, 2 stolen bases that would have tied the category, 9 walks, and 19 strikeouts that would have lost him the category. So good job keeping those out, but the steals are important.
Yeah, they were also a little scattered. There was one on Friday and there was one
On Monday.
on Monday. Yeah, um, but again, we know how Ari operates, so
Yep.
it is
No
what it
surprises here. No surprises here. No moves for the week
is.
from Ari. He beat
Nope,
Mike Haber without making a move. Go figure.
that was easy to write down.
Yeah. His MVP this week goes to Gunnar Henderson, who has been lighting it up for him. 333 with a 419 on base, 8 runs, a double, 2 homers, 9 RBIs, 4 walks, and 5 strikeouts. His least valuable hitter is nobody. He hit 320.
Yeah. I mean, find somebody out of this group that is the least valuable hitter. I mean, even Julio hit 207, but two doubles, two homers, four RBIs, and a steal. Like
Yeah.
uh, everybody did something here.
Everybody did something. And this team might be clicking at the wrong time, but he
Yeah,
might not be a guy you want to see on your schedule.
I kind of want to trade teams.
His least valuable, or sorry, his Cy Young this week goes to Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who has been absolutely everything the Dodgers have needed him to be and more.
Yep.
12 and 2/3, 2 wins, 15 strikeouts, an 071 and an 087 on the whip. Just a fantastic line for the week.
Yeah.
The Cy Yuck goes to Shane Baz. 5 inning loss, a homer, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts, a 9 and a 2. Okay.
Yeah. Nobody pitched terribly in this week. But he's still riding with Shelby Miller in the lineup,
He
who's
is.
who's hurt, and is
And
obviously
in Milwaukee now.
and in Milwaukee now. So yeah, you're rolling with Joey Wentz. Uh, okay. So it is what it is.
It is what it is with him, and it'll be what it'll be. Doesn't look like he's going to be making very many moves the rest of the way. But if the team is going to click like this, he can get the right combination of guys together to put together a week like this.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if he happens to get it right, right, this offense is capable of putting together this kind of week every
Yeah.
week.
Mm-hmm. For Mike on his bench this week, he goes 2 for 17. That's a 118 batting average with an RBI, 6 strikeouts, and an error that would have lost him the category. So good job.
Yeah.
4 moves this week for Mike. Andrew Kittredge in between games of a doubleheader, and then he was traded.
He's like the third pitcher that Mike's owned from the Orioles has gotten traded while he's owned him.
Isaac Matson got a clean relief appearance. CJ Kafis, 0 for 4 with an RBI and a strikeout, whatever the hell that is. And Isaac Collins, 2 for 5 with 2 runs, a walk, and a strikeout. The MVP this week goes to Bobby Witt, despite the errors and the strikeouts. 250 with a 357 on base, 6 runs, 3 doubles, a homer, 5 RBIs, 2 steals, 4 walks, 9 strikeouts, and the error. At the end of the day, Mike only won triples and stolen bases, so a guy with steals is what's important here.
Yeah, yeah. It wasn't a terrific offensive week for Mike, especially even a terrific offensive week probably wouldn't have beaten what Ari threw out. So
No, it was very difficult to go against.
yeah.
And the least valuable hitters are the Pete's, Crow Armstrong and Alonso. Crow Armstrong was particularly bad with 10 strikeouts and an error. Pete hit 143, but he had 2 homers, so
Yeah, but like that was it, and a double.
and a
But like,
double.
yeah, but we went 4 for 5 today, so that's
Yeah, but we
that's
didn't
a good
win.
thing. Yeah,
Damn it.
yeah.
The Cy Young this week is Jesus Luzardo. He got good lizard this week. Where is he? Can't find him.
There he is.
Nope, not yet. There he is.
Okay,
There he
yeah.
is.
Got it.
7
All right.
innings, a
Got
win,
him.
a walk, 4 strikeouts, nothing earned in an 0.43. He was
Yeah.
hiding. He
And
was
he was
hiding.
he was pretty good again today, so he seems to be getting good lizard for a couple of starts now.
That's great. That's great. Sir Anthony Dominguez was not good for him and is now off the team because he's not closing in Baltimore.
Nope.
He took a loss over his 2 relief appearances with a 27 ERA. Not good.
And now he's on my team.
Oh, okay. Now he's on your team.
So we'll see how that goes again.
All right. As far as the rest of the way for Mr. Haber, it's an interesting schedule the rest of the way. He obviously has Chris Levy this week, then Ben, Bobby, Brian Lebo, and finishes with his brother Josh. So after he gets past Chris, it's going to be a little bit hairy here.
Yeah, yeah, it is. I never would have thought, even just a few weeks ago that his spot may be tenuous, but look, he's only, a game ahead of Brian Lebo, two and a half in front of Jimmy. He's in this fight. He's in this mess of guys, trying to get in. His position is not safe.
No, no, this is a wild ride, and his spot is not secure. His invitation is written, but whether or not he's going to be able to make it is the question. So
Yeah,
we
he might get
shall
stuck in
see.
traffic. We'll see.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to your matchup with Frank. This was a really fun matchup too, Jason. How you feeling coming out of this one?
Uh, I'm feeling pretty good actually. He got me in week two. And I'm just glad I was able to get him back. I thought it was gonna be a little bit closer, and it was closer until stat corrections happened. Um, so yeah, I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah, this was close all week. I mean, this was 9-9. It was 10-10 going in.
Yeah,
12-8 coming out as Frank flips innings pitched and strikeouts by a pitcher. But you got him on base percentage, ERA, WHIP, and he took 4 losses on a Sunday. All 4 of the starters he threw shit the bed.
yeah. I watched it. I was at softball for most of Sunday, and I watched him pick up these guys, and I just was like, okay, you want innings, you want strikeouts, go for it. I had Charlie Morton for the night game if I needed him, for any of that, but I knew that none of those guys were going to do well. I was hoping that Frankie Montez would do okay, but I knew that nobody there was going to do well.
Close categories this week, Jason. You won by less than 1 tick on the on base percentage. 2 wins, 2 losses, a save, 6 ticks on the whip, and 4 relief appearances. Frank wins by 2 home runs, 2 errors, 3 and 2/3 innings, and 4 strikeouts by a pitcher. You guys tied in triples. Jason, for you on your bench, you went 14 for 50. That's a 280 batting average with 6 runs that would have won the category. 3 doubles, a homer, 6 RBIs, a steal, 3 walks, and 12 strikeouts. I mean, the 6 runs, look, you would have had to get 5 of them in there to tie. Come on now.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, there were a couple of times, like on Wednesday, like Brandon Lau comes back from the injured list, but like the Rays are going up against a whole bunch of tough lefties. They went against like Kershaw and I don't, or maybe it wasn't Kershaw. I don't know. There's a bunch of tough lefties that they were going against, and I'm like, even if they start him, he's not going to do well, and he'd been doing well, so I didn't play Lau right. I picked up Miguel Vargas. He was going against a tough starter. I benched him. He hit a home run. Like it happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It happens to all of us, man. And thankfully, you're able to walk away with a 12-8 win this week and move yourself right back into contention.
I'll take
10,
it.
10 ads this week for you. You had a Josh Bell who was on the bench, Yuki Matsui for a clean relief appearance, Corbin Martin. I assume that was immediately after the save he got in Baltimore.
Yeah, he's I'm pushing him off a cliff because he was terrible today. I don't think there's gonna be many more safe chances for that idiot. So
Gotcha. Kumar Rocker, 4 and 2/3 loss, and looks like a 5.79 with a 1.71 in Seattle.
and a trip to AAA.
Oh, good for him. Gordon Graceffo, you added Cedric Mullins off of waivers over 1 and was benched because he wasn't in the lineup. Jacob Lopez, 5 inning win, nothing earned against Arizona. whoever the hell Warming Burnable is, who was benched against Skeens, but he was good.
Dude, this kid has been just out like on fire. He's hitting 438. I mean, it's a small sample size, only 8 games, but 438 with 3 home runs, 8 RBIs. He's hitting triples. He's doing all kinds of things for the Rockies. But I was there Saturday. He was facing Paul Skeens. I'm like, no. And he hit 2 doubles against Paul Skeens.
Wow. Wow. You added Charlie Morton for the aforementioned Sunday night game and finished it out with Javi Baez 0 for 3 with a strikeout. The MVP this week goes to Corbin Carroll. I know Frank was cursing his name this week. 300 with a 423 on base percentage, 4 runs, a double, a triple, a homer, 3 RBIs, a stolen base, 5 walks, and only 3 strikeouts. The least valuable. What's that?
I said, hi, Frank.
The least valuable hitter goes to Stephen Kwan, 222 with the 254 runs, an RBI, a walk, 3 strikeouts, and 2 errors. Bad news on that guy.
Yeah, the 2 errors is what really killed it, and I just don't know how you make 2 errors in left field in 1 week. Like that doesn't seem possible.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot for a left fielder.
Yeah.
Charlie Morton is your Cy Young this week. 6-inning loss, a walk, 6 strikeouts, a 150 and an 083. Shout out Sandy Alcantara's shutout, 5 innings with a win.
I take back all the bad things I've said about Charlie Morton, because it was that start, I think, that flipped the whip. Because he gave up 1 walk and, like, I don't know, maybe 1 hit. But like whatever it was enough to flip the whip category. So I was debating all day whether to start him or not, and I decided he couldn't hurt me, so he ended up helping me. So thank you, Charlie.
Thank you, Ground Chuck. We like when you help us and don't hurt us. The least valuable hitter, the Cy Yuck this week goes to Jose Butto, an inning and 2/3 with a loss. He was bad against our Mets, but he gets a spot on my team for the playoff push.
Yeah, have fun with him. He's a giant.
He is. He's a giant now. Thanks for Tyler Rogers, I guess. For Frank on his bench this week, he goes 7 for 29. That is a 241 batting average. 6 runs, a double, 2 homers, 5 RBIs, a walk, and 8 strikeouts. Yeah, maybe the walk gets on base percentage or a hit gets the on base percentage.
Yeah,
but,
I mean,
but that's all that really plays here.
It was razor thin on the on base. So one move could have done it, but
yeah.
The
one that he's having the trouble with right now is McKinstry and Bogarts. It looks like those guys could have gotten in over the other at different times this week.
Yeah, and we'll talk about it, but he picked up Paul Goldschmidt and then benched him, and he had a double that day. So yeah, there was some ways to get guys in.
Yeah. His moves this week, he added Carson Wisenhunt, who was bad in a no decision against Pittsburgh. He added Braden Fisher for a clean relief appearance. Lazaro Estrada, who got his ass handed to him in a relief appearance. Romy Gonzalez, a 2-for-4, 3-run home run. Paul Goldschmidt was benched, as we talked about. He got him off of waivers, so that ends up being a waste because he dropped him the next day or like 3 days later. Yeah. Jack Perkins, a 3-inning loss, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, 4 earned against Arizona on Sunday. Michael Kelly, a clean relief appearance. Sean Newcomb, a clean relief appearance. That was in an attempt to get the A's new closer after Mason Miller's gone.
Okay.
Somebody's going to close games for them.
Yeah, and I think he maybe I thought it might have been Jack Perkins, but they threw him into the rotation. So I guess maybe it's Newcomb. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. He added Frankie Montas, who was atrocious against the Giants, and he added Bradley Blaylock. That's I'll wait. Go ahead. Think of what team Bradley Blaylock plays for.
I know.
He plays for the Rockies, and he was at home against Pittsburgh, and he got blown up too. That's
what do you think was going to happen?
4 starters on Sunday. All of them got exploded. Sad day.
Yep.
The MVP this week goes to Yainer Diaz. 400 with a 400 on base, 3 runs, a double, 2 homers, 5 RBIs, and only 2 strikeouts. The least valuable hitter goes to JT Realmuto. 182 with a 182, a run, a double, an RBI, and 3 strikeouts. So this platoon that he's got going on, it's actually working.
Yeah, Yeah, as he keeps getting it right.
Mm-hmm. The Cy Young is fucking Pavetta. I don't think that's his first name, Jason.
It is now because this is what I get for trading him, I guess.
Yeah, 7 innings, a win, a homer, 5 strikeouts, a 1.29, and an 0.14. And the Cy Young is all four of those guys that got the shit beat out of them on Sunday. And Lazaro Estrada, who gave up 6 earned runs over 3 1/3 in a relief appearance.
Yeah,
All of
that
those guys.
all those guys. I mean, there's a whole lot of double-digit ERAs going on here. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Luis Hill was the other guy that went on Sunday. He'd had him, so he didn't add him, but he came off the IL and got blown up by the Marlins.
Yep. Yep. The Marlins swept the Yankees over the weekend. Frank pitched to an ERA north of 10 on Sunday and an ERA north of 6 on the week. Pretty
Yeah,
rough outing for him.
and it was funny because we started it off on Monday. I know we both pitched terribly on Monday. I even texted him because I on Monday I pitched to a 1736 and he pitched to a 720. Um, and like we just knew that this was gonna be just a ugly pitching week for both of us. I
Mhm.
really thought, that I was gonna get ERA because I never win ERA. But I finally faced somebody with a worse pitching staff than me.
The rest of the way, Frank's got it very interestingly. It's Ari and Levy, and then it's Ben, Bobby, and Lebo. So get healthy while you can against these two bottom feeders because you're going to fight for your life over the final 3 weeks, Frank.
And by the way, Ari just beat Mike Haber, so
Mhm.
it's not exactly the cupcake matchup that we all think it is. Like again,
Right.
if he puts another offensive week out that he did this week, he could be breaking Frank's heart right now.
He could. He could. Jason, your season relies on beating Jimmy, Cody, myself, Adam, and Henry. All guys above you, all guys fighting for the playoffs, all guys wanting to get in, and you could be the ultimate dark horse here, dude.
Yeah, look, I'm certainly not counting myself out, but it would take a lot of fighting. It would take it's a long shot. It's a long shot. I'm 33. What am I like 10 games behind? Give or take. So
Right.
it's not out of the question, but it's gonna be tough. I'm well aware.
Well, we shall see. You're going to put up a hell of a fight. I know that much, man.
Absolutely. I'm not going anywhere.
All right, let's move on to my matchup with Adam, which was a fun one to play and an even more fun one to wake up to because I was up 11-9 after Sunday and then woke up to the fairy coming out and the stat correcting some things and making it 12-8. On
Yeah.
Sunday, Adam tied in errors thanks to Freddie Freeman, but he flipped strikeouts by a pitcher. But I took whip on Sunday 13-8 going in, 12-8 after all the dust settles. Close categories this week, I win by a triple, 6 ticks on the batting average, 2 wins, 2 saves, and 3 ticks on the whip. Adam wins by 2 losses, 3 walks by a pitcher, and a strikeout by a pitcher. We tied in errors. For me on my bench this week, I went 7 for 22. That is a 318 batting average with 2 runs, a double, a homer, 3 RBIs, and 5 strikeouts. None of it plays.
Well done. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. 8 moves this week for me. I added Jose Ferrer, a clean relief appearance. Luis Severino for a 5 inning win, 1 earned against Seattle. Dansby Swanson, I traded Spencer Torkelson for and got him from Jimmy. How do you feel about that, Jason Ashby?
Uh, yeah, more on both of those guys in a minute because neither one of them really did well this week.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I think the jury's still out.
I think so too. Keegan Aiken for a clean relief appearance. Carlos Vargas for a clean relief appearance. Stephen Okert, Brian Baker. Those guys also gave me clean relief appearances. I added Logan Evans as a bluff, though he would have gotten me the strikeouts I needed to win that category. And Jose Buto after the bell. My MVP this week is going to be Freddie Freeman, despite the error on Sunday, which was most annoying. But on the week, Freddie Freeman 480 with a 519 on base percentage, 4 runs, 2 doubles, 2 homers, 8 RBIs, 2 walks, and 7. The least valuable hitter is once again going to be Mookie Betts. I don't know what to do with this guy. 167 with a 241 on base, 4 runs, a double, 2 RBIs, 2 steals, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, and an error. It just feels like he's ice cold, and he's not coming out of it.
No, and Dave Roberts has said he's not moving him off the number 1 or 2 spots in the lineup, so he's just going to keep rolling him out there and hope that he figures it out.
Mm-hmm.
I know he's talented enough, but running out of time here.
Yeah, I know. Yuri Perez is my Cy Young this week. 6 shutout innings with a win, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, and an 083.
Against the
And
Yankees?
against the Yankees, because of course he did.
Yep.
And the least valuable pitcher goes to, it definitely goes to Robert Garcia. 3 relief appearances, an inning and 2/3, a loss, a save, 2 bombs, 3 strikeouts, a 16-20, and a 240. I got to hold on to him. He's closing games for Texas, but I don't know how much longer he's going to do that if he keeps doing this.
Okay, you know what though? I thought I guess he avoided the IL. I thought they were gonna take him out. But it looks like he's good to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's an ugly line.
That is a very ugly line. For Adam on his bench this week, he goes 16 for 69. That is a 271 batting average. 11 runs, 2 doubles, 2 homers, 5 RBIs, a steal, 4 walks, 14 strikeouts, and 3 errors that would have lost him the category had he played them. So good job keeping those out.
Yeah, I mean, even just keeping 1 out would have lost the category. So, great job.
Mm-hmm. Only 3 moves for Adam this week. He added Colby Allard for 3 1/3, 5 strikeouts, nothing earned against Colorado. Jordan Romano for a clean relief appearance, and Connor Pilkington for a terrible relief appearance. I don't even know who that guy is.
Why would you?
His MVP this week goes to Ramon Laureano. 500 with a 565 on base. 9 runs, a triple, 2 homers, 5 RBIs, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. I take back every bad thing I've ever said about Ramon Laureano and remind you that I own a Ramon Laureano Oakland Athletics jersey.
Well, now he's doing things for the San Diego Padres. All of a sudden, he's on a winning ball club, and he is just raking right now.
Mm-hmm. Triple eligible in the outfield, a really nice piece for Adam to have here down the stretch.
Absolutely.
The least valuable hitter goes to Colton Cowser, 182 with a 308, a run, a double, 2 RBIs, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts. The Cy Young this week goes to Max Scherzer. What year is it? What year is it? 6 innings, a win, a homer, 5 strikeouts, a 150, and an 083. Was that start against? Couldn't have been against the Yankees, right?
No, that was against the Royals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's got one coming up against the Dodgers. That'll be really interesting to see what he does there.
Yeah, interesting to see what he does and what Adam does.
Mm-hmm. And the Cy Young is going to go to Connor Pilkington because I watched it happen. Third of an inning, a walk, 27 and a 9 across his relief appearance. Ryan Stanek was atrocious. Angel Zerpa was a mess. Just a bad relief core from this team.
Yeah, I mean, he pitched, north of, he pitched, almost 6 ERA. Adam did, so not a great pitching week. You mentioned though that Laureano is triple eligible in the outfield. He has 3 triple eligible outfielders in his outfield right now with Mickey Moniak, Colton Cowser, and Laureano. So that's a fun thing to have. So you can kind of just move them all around.
Yeah, you can mix and match as you need, and get Luis Robert in there every once in a while when he's going to steal a bag, or Rooker. Yeah, it's a pretty versatile team, and I think it's going to be a pest down the stretch. My schedule the rest of the way is Henry this week, then Mike Sherman, you, sir, and then Ari and Chris Levy.
Pretty nice.
It feels cake.
It feels cake. It feels nice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I look, I mean, you're also kind of in this group of guys, but I think out of all of us, I would say that you're probably the safest bet.
Okay.
Given the schedule and given the manager, I don't see how you don't make it in.
Okay. I mean, if I'm the betting favorite, then great. I certainly hope I make it. I'd like to make it as the 4 or the 5, to be brutally honest, but I don't know if that's going to happen. We'll just have
Yeah.
to wait and see. I mean, I'm really hoping I make it for the 12th consecutive year. Drop that again this week.
How many years?
12 straight to the playoffs if I make it this year.
Yeah.
And then if I
Yeah.
win in the first round, it'll be 9 straight to the semis.
Look, it's certainly doable. Again,
Mhm.
you had the schedule in front of you to do it. So it's
Yeah.
just, you're in right now. You just got to keep everybody else out.
Right. I got to hold the door.
Yeah. Just block it.
As for Adam, he's still in this thing too. He's got Costas this week, then Henry, and he's basically following me on the schedule. So he goes Henry, Mike Sherman, you, and finishes with Ari. This guy could do it too.
He could. He could. If I'm in it, he's in it. So, that's the way it works right now.
Mm-hmm. You guys are kind of locked right there at the cliff's edge. Getting a couple of wins under your belt will be helpful though.
Yeah, yeah. I just gotta keep kind of like pushing him away. Just go away. And take care of what's in front of me.
Yep. Well, we're not done with the guys in the glom yet because we're going to talk about the guy who got the biggest win of the week. It was a 15-6 whooping from Jimmy Dunlap over Mike Sherman this week. I digress. Mike Sherman takes that beating this week.
Yep.
On Sunday, Jimmy flipped errors by Mike committing 2 of them, and he took walks by a pitcher when Mike gave up too many. So good job, Jimmy.
He didn't do anything. He just watched Mike give it away.
Yes. 13-8 going in, 15-6 coming out of Sunday. Close categories this week. Jimmy wins by 3 runs, a triple, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts, an error, 5 ticks on the batting average, a save, 4 walks by a pitcher, and 3 relief appearances. That is 9 close categories out of the 15 that he had. Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
And for Sherman, he won by 3 home runs, a steal, a win, and a loss. They did not tie in anything. For Jimmy on his bench this week, he goes 8 for 36. That is a 222 batting average. 3 runs, a double, a homer, 3 RBIs, 2 walks, and 11 strikeouts. The 11 strikeouts would have lost him the category, so good job getting that out of there. But the pitching on Sunday would have gotten him a win that would have tied the category. Am I correct?
Yeah, yeah. It was Eduardo Rodriguez. Against the Athletics. It wasn't a great start, but it was enough to get a win, and that would have tied the category.
Just a shame.
Yeah.
Yeah, for his moves this week, he made 9 of them. Manzardo, he added 1 for 4 with a run. I'm sorry, a walk and 3 strikeouts. He traded Spencer Torkelson for Dansby Swanson, so he got Torkelson back. More on that guy in a minute.
Hmm.
He added Jake Myers, who was on the IL, Brock Burke for a clean relief appearance, Jose Soriano for 7-inning, 1 earned run performance against the Rangers, Graham Ashcraft for a very bad relief appearance. Lennon Sosa was on the bench. Carson Fulmer for a clean relief appearance. Andrew Kittredge was benched for a clean relief appearance. And Ian Seymour, whoever the hell that guy is,
Did not pitch.
did not pitch. Got it. William Contreras is, in fact, the MVP this week. 464 with a 500 on base, 11 runs, 2 doubles, 3 homers, 5 RBIs, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. It's been a disappointing year so far, but he is starting to turn it on.
Yeah, yeah, and look, I mean, if it, yeah, it's disappointing, but for the Brewers, if he's going to turn it on now, this is the time to do it.
Exactly. Spencer Torkelson is the least valuable hitter this week, a 154 average and on base with just a steal, 4 strikeouts, and an error. Oops.
Okay.
Yeah. Oopsie. Drew Rasmussen is the Cy Young this week for Jimmy. 10 and a third, 2 wins, 2 walks, 11 strikeouts, a 174 and an 097. There are rumors that they're going to be limiting his innings, but with these 2 performances, it doesn't seem to be that way.
Yeah, I mean, look, he only went, 5 and 5 in the third. So I mean, I don't know how many pitches he threw, but he certainly didn't go deep into the game. But he kind of didn't need to. Again, the Rays have a good bullpen, so
Mhm.
get your 5 and get out of there with a win.
Yeah, 5 and dive. Cole Henry is the Cy Yuck this week, an inning and a third, a bomb, 2 walks, a strikeout, a 20-25, and a 3 on the whip over 2 relief appearances. It was a bad, bad week for Jimmy as far as the statistics are concerned, but head to head, he definitely took it to Mike on the pitching side. A
Oh yeah.
464 shouldn't really compete most weeks, but it does against when your opponent goes to a 623.
Yeah, yeah, that certainly helps. It'll be interesting to see how, because I got Jimmy this week, and I'm the guy who usually pitches to that 6.23 ERA. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll see how that goes this week.
For Sherman on his bench this week, he goes 13 for 49. That's a 265 average. 9 runs that would have won the category, a double, 2 homers, 7 RBIs, 3 steals, 4 walks that would have won the category, 11 strikeouts, and 2 errors. It's an ugly week. It's a pretty ugly week.
Yeah, Bretton Doyle had a couple days.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, Colton Montgomery had a day. That but like there was Caleb Durbin on Sunday was on the bench, but he came off the bench and went 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored and an RBI and a steal. Like
Yeah.
nothing you can do there.
Nope. Not much you can do. His ads this week, he used 5 of them. Chris Davinsky, who was on the bench, and then a trip off the team. Drew Pomeranz for a clean relief appearance. Brandon Weiss Isert, who was a waste. Dustin May was a waste. And then Eduardo Rodriguez, who was on the bench. The MVP this week goes to Jaron Duran. 333 with a 391 on base, 4 runs, 4 doubles, 2 homers, 5 RBIs, 2 steals, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. The least valuable hitter goes to Angel Martinez, question mark, 125 average and on base with 3 strikeouts and a run. Yeah, that seems about right.
Sure.
The Cy Young goes to Tim Hill. It was a terrible pitching week, but at least Tim Hill looked like he knew what he was doing. 3 relief appearances, a win, 3 innings, a walk, nothing earned, and a 1. That's basically the only guy who did anything positive this week.
Yeah, Tim Hill, the bus driver. Every time I look at him, I think he's a school bus driver.
Like Otto on The Simpsons?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Yes.
The Cy Yuck is Brandon Fott, who's off the team, 4 2/3, a loss, 3 bombs, 3 strikeouts, a 1350, and a 236. This guy I once thought was going to be the next big, Diamondbacks ace. That's not the case. It's not
No,
happening.
he's got a 5.11 ERA. He's got 10 wins on a disappointing Diamondbacks team, so that's nice, but uh he has not pitched well.
No,
Oh,
and
he's
and
pitching well tonight against the Diamondbacks, or against the Padres rather. So
of
there's
course
that.
he is because he's
Yeah,
pitching against me.
yeah. So there's that.
Asshole. Asshole. Jimmy is sitting exactly 1/2 of 1 game out of a playoff spot right now, my friend, and he has known the heartbreak of losing out on a playoff spot. He finished with exactly the same record as Costas a few years ago and lost by a tiebreaker. So this guy is hungry and wants back in after a championship a couple of years ago.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna do my best to keep him out of that situation and knock him down even further, so he doesn't have to worry about the tiebreaker situation. But um, we'll see. We'll see. I know he's a tough cookie. I beat him in week 3,
Mm-hmm.
so we'll
So
see.
let's
See
get a
if I can.
repeat. Do it full
Yeah,
sweep
yeah. I mean,
this
that's what
year.
that's what I'm hoping for.
Full sweep. Full sweep this year at Jimmy. Go ahead and take him out. That would be great. All
After me
right,
though,
man.
he's got.
Final matchup of the week. Oh, go ahead. Who's he
Oh
got?
yeah, I was gonna say after me, he's got Ari and Levy, and then Ben and Bobby to finish it out. So
Mhm.
again, he's in that weird area where he's got a couple of cake matchups and then a couple of really tough matchups. So it's gonna be interesting to see how he can finish it out.
We will have to wait and see. I know he's going to be quite a competitor. He's won a championship before. He's certainly a fighter in this thing, and wouldn't surprise me to see him sitting in the 4 or the 5 this year.
Yep.
All right, final matchup this week. Let's talk about Bobby and Costas. This one looked ugly for a long time, and Costas made this thing really competitive by week's end. This is a testament to Costas, making this a very, very tight matchup.
Yeah, way to fight. Look, it's a lost season, but he's fighting and he's gonna play spoiler.
Mm-hmm. On Sunday, Costas tied walks by a pitcher when Bobby gave up too many, and Bobby flipped innings pitched, untied triples, and wins. It was 10-9 going in, 12-8 coming out in Bobby's favor. Bobby was up 19-2 midweek and looked like he was cruising to a huge win.
Yeah, yeah, it almost feels like a tortoise in the hare kind of thing, where
Mm-hmm.
like, you just I don't know. I don't know if Bobby was coasting or not, but that's what it looks like. Just from the optics.
Mm-hmm. Close categories this week. Bobby wins by a triple, two stolen bases, and two wins. Costas wins by two doubles, three losses, and a relief appearance. And they tied in walks by a pitcher. For Bobby on his bench this week, he goes 5 for 21. That is a 238 batting average with two runs, two doubles, two RBIs, a steal, three walks, and three strikeouts. The only thing that'll play is a Sunday relief appearance from Tyler Alexander. Tyler Alexander?
Yeah, and he was dreadful. He got a loss. I don't even think he retired a batter. He was awful. But he would have gotten the relief appearance to tie the category.
All right. Well, if you were willing to sacrifice that, I guess.
Right, right.
9 ads by Bobby this week. He added Seth Johnson for a very bad relief appearance. Victor Caratini 0 for 4. Ronnie Marinara Sauce, who was optioned to AAA. Taylor Rogers in a clean relief appearance. Tyler Anderson for a okay start against the White Sox, but he took the loss over 6 innings. Randy Vasquez, a loss against St. Louis where he was terrible. Sean Burke, a 5 inning no decision and 3 earned runs against the Angels. Brad Lord, 4 2/3 loss against the Milwaukee Brewers. And Logan Henderson, a 4 1/3 no decision against Washington.
That start, I saw that they had scratched the Miz and put him on
Mm-hmm.
the IL, and Logan Henderson took that start, and I thought about it. I was like, oh, because he looked really good in his first stint in the big leagues earlier this season, and I was like, oh, against the Nationals, but I was like, no, I'm gonna wait, and I'm kind of glad I did. He wasn't bad, he just wasn't great.
No, he didn't go long enough to qualify.
Yeah,
He struck out 4, gave up 2 walks, was okay, but
yeah,
it just was an okay start.
yeah. It was kind of just a waste.
Yeah. The MVP this week for Bobby goes to O'Neill Cruz. No, it goes to Jackson Merrill. 348 with a 385 on base, 2 runs, 2 triples, a homer, 9 RBIs, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. The
This is another
least.
guy.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, this is another guy that just like William Contreras, we were talking about earlier, who has been struggling all year long. But like, if now's the time for him to get hot for the Padres, yeah, that'll work.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The least valuable hitter goes to O'Neill Cruz this week, a 111 with a 143, 3 runs, a double, a homer, 4 RBIs, a walk, and 11 strikeouts with 2 errors. Bobby lost the errors category 6-2, but won every other offensive category but doubles.
Yeah, yeah. But O'Neal Cruz spent 3 days at Coors Field and really didn't take advantage. Yeah, I was expecting to see, the guy who launches cruise missiles. I was expecting to see a little bit more from him at Coors Field, and he didn't do anything.
Huh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Kenley Jansen is a Cy Young this week. 3 relief appearances, a win and 2 saves, nothing earned, and an 090 whip. Good job, old man Jansen.
Yeah, he's still going.
Yep. Seth Johnson is the Cy Yuck this week. An inning and 2/3, a bomb, a walk, 2 strikeouts, a 16-20, and a 3 across 2 relief appearances. He held on to him for 2 of them.
Yeah. Well, one wasn't enough.
Ew, gross. For Costas on his bench, he goes 2 for 24. That's an 083 batting average. 2 runs, 2 homers, 4 RBIs, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. None of it plays. He got blown out offensively this week.
Yeah, but I mean, look, an 083 batting average on the bench. You know, it's nice.
It's nice to see.
Yeah,
I mean, his team was hitting 170 by Thursday or Friday, so
yeah,
and he only
yeah.
hit 200. So
There wasn't. Yeah, well, we'll talk about it. There wasn't much here to talk about.
no, no. 9 ads this week. Jesus Sanchez over 5 with 2 strikeouts. Kyle Higashioka 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Jacob Latz, a bad relief appearance. Nick Mears, a clean relief appearance. Ryan Brazier, a bad relief appearance. Steven Matz, a clean relief appearance. And Tanner Banks, a bad relief appearance.
I'm seeing a pattern.
DL Hall with a bad relief appearance. And Chris Murphy with a clean relief appearance.
By the way,
Okay.
so Kyle Higashioka, he added him when over 3 with a strikeout. He dropped him the next day. The guy went off this week. He had a week. He probably wanted to hang on to him because he's been kind of hot lately. So, yeah.
Okay. The MVP this week is Shohei Ohtani, a 250 with a 379 on base, 3 runs, 2 doubles, 2 RBIs, 2 steals, 5 walks, 11 strikeouts. Again, nobody did anything substantial here. I mean, he hit 3 homers, drove in 12 runs.
That's a day. You can do that in a day.
Yeah. Yeah. I have done that in a day.
Right. So, I mean, Shohei is really the only one that did anything noteworthy here.
Mm-hmm. Yandy Diaz had 2 homers and 4 RBIs with a 286. So that's maybe the other guy we need to
Yeah,
highlight.
I guess you can call that.
Okay. The least valuable hitter goes to Trey Turner. A 115 average and on base, a run, a double, an RBI, and 8 strikeouts. What a mess that guy is.
Yeah, I mean, but Carson Kelly was bad, and obviously, nothing else worked here. And I mean, Teoscar Hernandez wasn't great. Nothing really worked here.
No, I would hate to be the guy who's playing him this week because if this was a bad week, maybe the bounce back comes in a big way this week.
Yeah. And that's gonna be Adam.
Okay, good luck, Adam. Brady Singer is the Cy Young this week for him. 6 innings, a win, a walk, 10 strikeouts, nothing earned in an 083. And the Cy Young goes to Ryan Brazier, who is no longer on a roster. Oh no, he didn't get DFA'd. He just was really
He's still
terrible.
there. He's still there somehow.
He was just really terrible over his relief appearance. Just dreadful.
Yeah.
Man, it is coming down to the nitty gritty. Bobby is once again sitting in the Bob spot. He sits in 9th, actually, 2.5 out of a playoff spot, 4 games over 500. And the rest of the way, his schedule is the following. Obviously, this week he's got Lebo in a really important matchup.
Yeah.
Then he gets both the Havers, then Frank, and finishes out with Jimmy. This is pretty tough.
I'm telling you, all these guys who are in this fight, because so many of us are in this fight, there are so many tough schedules still to come. Like nothing is given, nothing is sacred here. Like anything is up for grabs.
Yeah,
it's gonna
and anyone can get hot. That's the best thing about this. Anybody can get hot over the next 5 weeks and take a playoff spot and run with it. So nobody is written off here if you're somewhere near 500. Like we said, I think the standings speak to it being a 12-team race for 6 spots this year, which is incredible.
Yeah. It's I mean half the league. Like it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Yeah, I think 12 is about right. Adam is, like we said, he's about 15 or so games out of a playoff spot.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If he gets hot, he can make it in.
Sure.
Frank can make it in.
He's the last one that we're really counting in this race, and another big loss from Adam will probably seal the deal for him.
Yeah, but you're right. He's hanging on by his fingertips, but he's still hanging on.
Well, who is it, man? Who's manager of the week for you?
There's some good ones this week. You know what? Oh gosh, I don't know. There's so many good ones. You know what? Let's give it to Ben. This was a nice push matchup against Lebo, who's trying to fight his way in. Lebo was riding hot, and he kind of brought him back down to earth a little bit. It wasn't a huge win, but it was enough to knock Lebo down a spot in the standings. And Ben's Ben.
Henry Collins all the way on this one. What a win by that guy over Cody Pyatt, putting an end to a winning streak, keeping himself in this playoff picture. It is Henry Collins all the way for me. Congratulations, Henry.
Love it.
Jason, thanks for being here tonight, my friend. I appreciate you doing this with me each and every week.
Absolutely. I can't believe there's only 5 weeks left. It's absolutely it doesn't make sense to me that we're here already. Like, how did we get here so fast? But yeah, I love doing it. By the way, the Rockies are currently losing 15-1 in the ninth inning, so I don't think there will be a crazy comeback this game.
Okay, well, I mean, maybe next time. Go get them, Rockies. Thank you all for watching and listening and being a part of this league. Without it, we would have no show and no content. So we appreciate you guys being here. Thanks again, as always. Until next time, guys, it's been real, it's been fun, and it is always real fun in the bigs. We'll see you next time.